President Trump's new Justice Department leadership is ordering all civil rights cases to be put on hold. Federal prosecutors in the Civil Rights Division have been told to not file any new complaints, briefs, or other court documents until further notice. Another memo is ordering those attorneys to notify department leadership of any settlements or court enforceable agreements to reform police agencies that were finalized by the Biden administration in the last 90 days. That memo says the new administration may want to reconsider those agreements. And two of those agreements include reforms in the cities of Minneapolis and Louisville following the deaths of both George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. And Judge, Khalif here, will a judge allow these to stop these cases?
If there's no plaintiff, if there's not a meeting of the minds, you got to look at this. These are called consent decrees. And so what happens is you go on there and you recognize that you'll do an investigation. You'll try to find, well, are there any loopholes? Are there any places where we can plug up where there's water leaking out of something? And then they recognize that, okay, there's a couple problems here. We need you to fix this. We need you to do this. We need you to do a number of things so that you can get up to par so that we don't bring any type of heavier investigation against you. That's what the nature of a consent decree is. So it would be a police department, it would be a Department of Justice and saying we will work together. Well, if you don't have that one side that's working together, Department of Justice has now stepped away. There is no consent decree. So if I don't have anything to submit to a judge, there's nothing for the judge to consider to sign. Now, the ones that are there, they'll have to present to the judge and say, look, Your Honor, we are now reconsider our position. Then it will be up for the judge to make a determination, and will he allow to withdraw a decree that's already in front of the court, or if they'll say, you know what, this is already here, we'll allow this to go forward. I mean, these decrees are based on research. They're based on investigations. They're based on the work that was already done within those organizations, and they have found that there were shortcomings. These decrees were ways to fix and make sure those shortcomings were taken care of.
Yeah, it's necessary oversight when you're talking about some of these cases with we've seen all over the country, with police departments, law enforcement, and other type of aspects of this. But how does this freeze possibly change what has already been done within these police departments in Minneapolis or Louisville?
I don't think it'll have a change for things that were done, right? Except for if there's a decree that's pending. And this is what I talk about a lot with agreements, specifically with clients. If you got an opportunity to get an agreement where you have a DA, you have a client that's working, and you have a judge that's ripe to accept this plea, right? It's ready to go ahead and get it done now. Because what can happen is you can get a new judge, you can get a new DA. And so those situations where I'm talking about a criminal matter, it's best when you have a good deal to go ahead and get it accepted and get it entered as quick as you can. In a situation like this, if they've already been accepted, if they've already been implemented, and the time clock is already ticking, because most of these are time frames. You'll be on this decree and it may be 3 or 5 or 10 years, and then we'll come back and re-examine what have you worked on or have you fixed the things that were already wrong. If you have it, we may need to adjust. So that looking forward portion for these places that have already have them implemented, if they have done the things that they were supposed to, or if they haven't, if this new administration doesn't care anymore, there will be no follow-up. There will be nothing that will say, okay, we need to continue doing this. They'll just walk away. So it may be an immediate one for the ones that haven't been signed, but for the ones that are in place, when there's an opportunity for them to go back and to go say if we need to extend this, that process won't take place because there'll be no administration supporting that.
Yeah, and it seems like this is the start. There could be more coming down the pipe.
Well, keep your eyes on your head on the swivel, right? Yeah. There are going to be a lot of executive orders, and there are going to be a lot of memorandums. And if you work for a government agency, be prepared to daily check your email to see what direction administrators.
Hearing a lot from government employees right now as we speak on this type of stuff. All right, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes, thanks. What do you get?